Good morning and welcome to Ask Mason at askmason@enid.org. This is our program where every other week we try to answer all of your questions that you might have about what's going on in our city government. And whenever we don't have questions, I try to bring in folks that do specialty type things here in Enid and can talk to us a little bit about their programs. That's what I've done today. I actually have Rachel Harris with us. She is the director of Work Ready Enid. Did I say that correctly?
Absolutely, yes.
And ironically, we had a meeting yesterday. We were talking in my office, and I was so amazed by everything that y'all do that I asked you to come on the show today. So I'm excited that you're here, but more importantly, I'm excited about what you guys do. And that success story is you started that and just talked how you've only been going about 2 years now here in Enid, and I happened to be at the ribbon cutting the day that we opened that, but I really didn't know exactly what all it did. So thank you for being here. But would you just kind of first of all talk about the overall background of the project, what it is that you do, 21 sites across the state. You can talk about that.
Absolutely.
And then we'll talk about an event that's coming up next week, right?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. Again, I'm the program director for Work Ready Enid. So what is Work Ready? We are a statewide program whose goal is to help Oklahomans find jobs. And we do that by providing them the skills and support that they need through free services such as job training, education, and job placement assistance. We have over 21 work-ready sites across the state, and so we're really fortunate to be able to provide our services to the community of Enid.
Not everyone knows how to put a resume together, right?
Yes.
Probably myself included, but your team works on that, right? I mean, you will actually either start with a new resume or take a resume they already have and try to proof that and make it better and more precise towards the job that they're applying for. Is that right?
Absolutely correct. So, something that we've heard that's common is I've applied to 50 jobs and not getting any callbacks. And so what our program does is we offer these free week-long workshops. They're offered every month, but what they learn are all the tips and tricks that are going to help them nail that next job. And it starts with the resume. The way you apply and interview for a job has changed from 5 years ago. Your resume should be no more than 1 page long. It should not have any information that is going to give away perhaps your age. It should be tailored to the position that you're applying for. And so those are all services that we cover with the people that come into our workshop. We want to gauge what they're interested in. What are they passionate about? What are their skill sets? And then tailor their resume to the job that they're actually applying to.
Talk a little bit, Rachel, about these classes that you do that are a week long. I found that very fascinating, how they come in initially and everybody's kind of standoffish, right? Because no one thinks that they have enough skill sets to go out and gain some of these jobs. And then as they get involved, I'll let you go ahead and tell that story. But that was a very cool story, I thought. So go ahead and talk about that.
Absolutely. So the workshops, what they entail are, it's a week-long commitment, Monday through Friday. It's about 30 hours during that course of that week. But what we do is I want to say at the core of it is we have a curriculum that is backed by research, and it gives people hope. When somebody comes into our workshop, they're probably struggling, trying to find out what they're going to do next. And so our curriculum just walks them through trying to identify where are they at, what skill sets they have, what jobs do they want to do, and really tailor those specific things to them. What's really amazing about our workshop is, again, we're in the business of getting to know people. We want to know, what are some potential barriers maybe that have been getting in the way of them being successful. So one of the things that makes our program really unique is that we're able to do supportive services. So if a person is needing to come to our workshop but they don't have anyone to take care of their little ones, we can pay for their daycare. If someone is needing transportation to get to workshop, we can issue them gas cards or transit passes. So it's really taking a holistic approach and addressing the unique situations that might impede them to come to our programming and addressing them that way. But the workshop itself is over the course of 5 days of just getting to know themselves. I want to say what's really neat is the self-awareness that takes place. People are able to analyze, maybe that's why I wasn't successful in my last job. They get to know about different personalities and how that makes for a dynamic workforce and appreciate what everybody brings to the table. A lot of people learn that, I've got these skill sets, but I don't like utilizing them. Well, we don't want to put somebody in a job where they're not going to have any pleasure.
Exactly.
And so those are all things that over the course of a week that we are addressing. In addition to the resume is the interview. What we have learned is that it's not necessarily the person with the best skill set or work ethic that lands a job. It's the person who can best communicate what value they're going to bring. And so that is something that we work with them at great length to be able to showcase their strengths. People have a hard time talking about what they bring to the table and what their strengths are. And so those are all things that we delve real deep into to identify the value that they have and then how to best communicate that. So we do mock interviews. We have a professional resume that they'll have. And then the Friday of workshop, we hit the ground running. We bring out the laptops and we start applying for jobs on that day.
After we talked about that yesterday, last night I was sitting around just thinking about our conversation, and I've hired a lot of people in my life, and I will give up a few skill sets to make sure it's a person that their dynamic will work well in my office or my business, right? I mean, because that's so important. We spend so much time in the workplace together that if that dynamic's not right, you can have all the skill sets in the world. So that's very, very important that they learn how to master through those different personalities, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Who they work for, who they work around, because not everybody's going to be as nice as I am. So you told a story also yesterday that about a guy that had struggled getting a job and wanted a CDL. And tell that story.
Absolutely. So again, I think this is what makes this program unique, is that the training, the job placement, everything that we do is centered around what the participant wants. And so this particular gentleman came to our workshop, and when we met him, at that point he had 4 young daughters at home and was door dashing, trying to make ends meet, was new to Enid and had some family support luckily, but always dreamed of getting his CDL and said, it's a lot of money, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. And so he came through our workshop, and we were able to send him to training. And it was such a great investment because over the course of 28 days, he was able to go to Autry and get the training that he needed. And now he's one of our top earners, making $75,000 driving a truck. And that really changes the whole dynamic of his family, where, they were struggling, and now he can provide for his family. And that is the ultimate goal of Work Ready Oklahoma, to move families, guiding them towards a path to self-sufficiency. The goal is we all want to be able to provide for our families, and sometimes we just need a little bit of guidance and support, and that is what we do. I've got 3 amazing job coaches that help facilitate the workshops, and then what they do is they work hand in hand with each participant that comes through our workshop to really work with them to place them in a job that's going to be fulfilling for them. And it looks different for everybody. We've got people who come to our workshop who have been stay-at-home moms or have felonies or misdemeanors, just all different types of people, and we serve everyone. And I feel like that's what's truly needed. It's what really
makes the impact. And there are opportunities for those folks, even though they've made some bad choices in their life, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a matter of trying to manage through that enough to where you can be employed.
Absolutely. It's addressing, the gap in your resume of maybe when you were incarcerated. There was something that you were doing, even if you were incarcerated, that we can put on your resume. There's, being able to work with them on how they're going to interview, to take ownership of what they did and what their plan is moving forward. So, yes, we're always looking for partners in the community who are willing to give people second chances. One of the great things that we do at Work Ready is we want to link up with businesses who need employees, and what we do then is we try and give them people who are a good fit. So
Right.
it's like a win-win
Right.
situation. Yes.
One other story, then we'll move to
Sure.
what's coming up next week. But you told a story also. Not everybody has the attire to go interview, right? And you know, that's stuff that you just don't really think about unless you live in that world, right? Like you do, and see the folks that come in that need. And you were telling me about how y'all actually bought some shoes, some dress shoes, and some things for one of your clients that will be at that job fair next year or next week, right?
Next week, yes, absolutely. So that is again one of the services that we're able to do. If anything is a barrier to employment, training, so I can buy professional attire. We've had a lady who started a job and her battery, gave out. We're able to address those things because she needs transportation to work,
right.
And so it looks different for absolutely everyone. Again, the individualized support that we can offer is what really makes it unique. That looks different for everyone. We have someone, he's the one I was telling you about yesterday, who attended our workshop last month, and so he's very excited about our upcoming job fair. And so he came to me and was telling me that he was going to go to the thrift store because he was looking for some shoes, and I looked down and his shoes were falling apart, and he was just beaming from ear to ear when I told him we can help you address that. That is what our program is here. And so we sat down and we ordered some dress polos, some shoes, and that is what's going to be able to have him present himself in front of an employer.
That's right.
And it'll make the difference. Yes.
It was just remarkable. I just loved that whole story yesterday that you were telling me. So let's move and talk a little bit about next Tuesday, September the 9th, right? Having a big job fair at Stride Bank Center.
Yes.
Now, is it in the ballroom downstairs?
It's in the ballroom, yes.
Okay. And tell me how many employers you're anticipating being there.
We have employers signing up right now still. We've got over 45 employers and community partner resources available. We are going to have professional headshots that are free.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
We'll be offering free haircuts from the amazing stylist at Bloom Hair Studio. So, I want to say that if you have a resume, bring it down. Come prepared for an interview. Some of them are going to be hiring on the spot. So last we checked, there are over 300 job openings across all of the different industries that will be present at the job fair.
I will tell you that as mayor, we work very, very hard to bring business to our community, good paying jobs. But the thing that keeps me awake more than anything is making sure we have a workforce. We go out and we recruit businesses and on and on and on. The very first question is they'll ask you, what's your workforce like? How many people do we have to draw from? And that's a serious issue. So the more people we can get engaged in our economy locally, the better it is for all of us.
Absolutely.
So it's not just for those folks that need a job. It helps our entire community when that happens. So
absolutely.
What time does the job fair start next week?
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
We'll be having door prizes that were donated by our vendors that are coming in.
Oh, okay.
So it's just going to be a great event. We invite the entire community to come out, whether you're looking for a job. There will be resources in town that you might not be aware of and can benefit from.
Okay.
So
right.
We're hoping for a huge turnout.
Well, I tell you what, I love successful stories, and I think you guys are painting one right there.
Thank you.
And I just think it's going to benefit us and our community and our citizens for years and years to come. So thank you so much for what you and your team are doing, and please keep me in the loop. Any way I can ever help, I'd love to be involved in that. And I'm a big supporter in people finding work. It builds confidence too.
100%.
Right?
Absolutely. Everybody wants, I think that's the ultimate goal, that we all want to be in a position to be able to provide for our family. And what we do is we offer them hope and then the skills and the tools that they need to go and land that job.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you, and thank you for being here today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I hope we have a big turnout next week.
I'm sure we will.
So, thank you, and I will just end by saying, don't forget, if you have any questions, I'll never use your name on the air, but you can send those in to askmason@enid.org. I will do my absolute best to answer all those questions as best I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll find somebody that does. So, have a great week. Enjoy Enid. We've got First Friday coming up tomorrow, so don't forget that. It'll be a big event downtown. I know that our Main Street Enid works very, very hard on that event. So get out and enjoy that stuff. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.